Good morning, everyone, and thank you for waking up with Wesley. I'm Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. Well, this Tuesday morning on February 18th, we are starting off with some sunshine, but we're about to get some clouds later today ahead of tonight's rain. And after the rain ends on Wednesday, brace yourselves, winter is coming. We're going to see another round of frigid conditions with temperatures in the freezer and wind chills in the teens later this week. Will it compare to the stuff that we went through last month? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be as bad as that. But it is still enough that you will want to possibly make some preparations depending on how many of those cold weather P's you have to protect. You know, people, pets, plants, and the big one, pipes for some of us. So let's get started and we'll take a look at the latest information. Starting off with a look at this time lapse. Look at this view over Gulfport. Bright sunshine from our Hancock Whitney cam over in Gulfport downtown area. This was during the 6 o'clock hour. Now the sun is a bit higher in the sky, keeping things nice and bright for us. We are expecting to see an increase in cloud cover. So if you're enjoying the sun, we had plenty of it yesterday. We'll have some of it this morning, but eventually does kind of go away. So take advantage while supplies last before this afternoon. Take a look at these temperatures. I'm seeing 40s. I don't see as many 30s as we saw earlier this morning. So during the 8 o'clock hour, mostly into the 40s. Still pretty chilly. It is no surprise when you step out the door this morning, or maybe you've already stepped out the door this morning. It's got that winter vibe, that winter feel there. And it will stay that way this afternoon. You know, yesterday afternoon, we couldn't even get that temperature to go over 60. Most of us only hit highs in the 50s. That's below normal for February. Today, we are expecting to make it back to the 60s. So we'll go to the low to mid 60s this afternoon, and we'll see some increasing clouds. Those winds out of the east, eventually southeast, ahead of our rainmaker tonight. Rain chances are pretty slim during the day, but they will start to increase by this evening and tonight ahead of that system. And of course, like we mentioned, we'll be talking about what happens after the rain system, a big dose of winter. So let's take a look at this weather maker here. As we go through, we're going to actually make this full on your screen so you can take a full look at that. And you can see this morning during the 9 o'clock hour, not really having much in the way of rain in South Mississippi. And it continues by noon. Where do we see most of the rain at noon today? Near Houston, Texas, maybe South Louisiana. Take a look at 6 or 9 p.m. tonight, and we are beginning to see some of these showers spreading east. The majority of them South Texas, South Louisiana, maybe a few sneaky ones try to sneak into parts of South Mississippi. So we do have a low chance for rain around 9 p.m., but most of the stuff is going to be west of us. And then you can see as we go to the midnight time frame and 3 a.m. time frame, that's when we'll get even more rain into the area. Now, if you're watching with a keen eye, you can see South Mississippi looking pretty rainy. But the northern part of the state, snow, ice, in places like Oxford, maybe to the north of Tupelo, or north of Starkville rather. So they could actually get on the cold side of this. We're on the generally warmer side. Our temperature is not going to be cold enough to see snow and ice on the Mississippi coast. And then we go to later tomorrow morning. Most of the rain by 6 o'clock in the morning is already east of the Alabama line, but there could be a few stragglers locally leading to a wet morning drive. If you're driving into work or school on Wednesday morning, could have some showers lingering in our area, mainly east of Highway 49. And we'll do a more zoomed in futurecast right after this. I just wanted to show you that the rain's moving out here as it dries up for the rest of Wednesday. So now this is a more zoomed in view of Futurecast. You can see this morning rain chance 0%. This afternoon 20, but do you really see any showers popping up there? Not really. So I'm in agreement with the computer model. It doesn't really show much rain during the afternoon. Now as we go to this evening and tonight, we start to see that 40% chance eventually climbing to 80% or higher overnight. And so it looks pretty rainy for you as we go to your Wednesday morning. The overnight hours, pretty rainy, almost a guarantee basically of seeing that rain. As we get to the morning drive time frame, the chance of rain is still pretty high. There's 6 in the morning, And we are seeing many places to the east of Highway 49 with multiple showers, maybe some downpours embedded in that. To the west of Highway 49, however, it doesn't look like there's as much rain. Things are drying out. So if you have a morning drive planned in places like Picayune, Poplarville, Waveland Bay, St. Louis, maybe it won't be as wet around the morning drive time frame around 6 a.m. But if you have a morning drive planned in places closer to Lucedale, Hurley, Wade, Van Cleve, Pascagoula, Biloxi, Ocean Springs, the Iberville, St. Martin, those will be places that are more likely to see rain showers during that 6 a.m. time frame. It doesn't take too much longer, and then all of that goes over the Alabama line, and the chance of rain decreases for us. It becomes more hit or miss. You'll notice the clouds stay strong. We don't really get much sunshine, and that's going to really play a factor in how chilly it's going to become tomorrow. You see, our forecast, we have to pick a number that we call the high temperature. On a day like tomorrow, you may as well ignore what that number says. Sure, we'll hit 54 degrees at some point between midnight Wednesday morning and 11:59 Wednesday night. I couldn't tell you when we will hit that high of 54. I would wager it's more likely you're going to hit it in the morning than the afternoon. But we have competing temperature features tomorrow. You see, the natural rising of the sun and setting of the sun creates what we call diurnal temperature cycle. It makes it warm in the afternoon and cool at night. We know this. We can, it's like death and taxes, things in life you can rely on. So that normal diurnal temperature cycle tomorrow is going to want our warmest part of the day to be in the afternoon. Problem is, it's going to be fighting against something else. The powerful blast of cool air, chilly air that's working against it. So it's already tricky enough to predict with precision to the degree the temperature will rise with that diurnal temperature cycle. Now we're throwing in this other monkey wrench of a cold blast at the same time. I don't even bother. It's too tricky to get that precise with the rate of the temperature forecasts when you have a cold front moving in during the middle of the day. So just know you should plan on it being as chilly as the 40s or as cool as the 50s at any point tomorrow. And it's going to be breezy. So something that's much easier to predict is going to be those overnight temperatures, because we are predicting cool when it's supposed to be cool. So it's much easier, and we are very confident that we are going to see freezing temperatures on Wednesday night. Today's Tuesday, so that's tomorrow night. We will get the potential for some hard, pipe-bursting, freezing temperatures, maybe as cold as the mid-20s across parts of South Mississippi during that time frame. So before tomorrow night, you should protect people, pets, plants, and pipes. Now, in addition to the temperature being cold, it will also be windy. And when you have cold plus wind, you get wind chill, and we're talking about dangerous wind chill in the bitter cold teens on Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So it's a look at the map showing the different towns, different examples of what the temperature could be doing from Wednesday night to Thursday morning. And you can see that most of the numbers generally north of I-10, we'll go large on this so I can start drawing. Most of these numbers, let's draw a circle for everyone that's well, I drew too low. Try again. A circle. Wow, I am not good at this. Let's start at the top of the circle. All right, so we'll draw a circle for the areas that are mainly to the north of I-10. So those are the places that I've circled where you have the temperatures in the mid-20s or colder. That is where that risk of your pipes bursting is going to be maximized, because you generally need temperatures in the mid-20s or colder for pipes to be in danger in South Mississippi. That's what we hear, at least. I am not a plumber, and I do not have any expertise in that sort of thing. But I'm just talking about from my experience working here for almost 10 years. This is what I've heard when people tell us if their pipes are bursting. It tends to be in times when we have temps in the mid-20s or colder. This means maybe you'll be able to be spared your pipes bursting for these places that I did not circle on Wednesday night to Thursday morning that are closer to the waterfront. It's kind of iffy on whether your pipes will be in danger or not, but it's more of a slam dunk guarantee of the pipes being in danger once you're inside of the highlighted circled area. Now, in addition to the cold temperatures, we have to talk about the wind chill because it's breezy. So we have a wind chill in the teens on Thursday morning. That's a snapshot of 6 a.m. You're seeing wind chill in the bitter cold teens everywhere. And for some spots, I'm not ruling out maybe a brutally cold wind chill in the single numbers. Right now, our model is only showing that in places near Macomb, Mississippi, but it really depends on how high the wind speeds are. If we can get a quick little gust, it may briefly, for just a few moments, feel like it's in the single numbers. So that's Wednesday night. All right. What about Thursday? Well, it's going to be sunnier than Wednesday, so that's a plus. The sun makes it look like it's warmer. The thermometer will tell you it won't be. We probably won't even hit 50 at all with the sun on Thursday. And the wind chill might even hit the 30s during the middle of the day in the afternoon because it's still kind of breezy. All right, one more freeze, and then we're done. It's Thursday night into Friday morning. And I think this one you could, because the wind won't be as high, the slightly calmer conditions can allow for the temperatures to drop a few more degrees. So I think this night, Thursday night, has the potential to be a few degrees cooler than Wednesday night, and it could be the coldest temperature for some of you. So there's a look at those temperature numbers for all of our towns, and you can see that this time around, if we circle where there are mid-20s, sure, we start up here at the top, but this comes much closer to the coast. So this would be a morning where basically everyone's at risk of the pipe bursting freeze. And so everyone would want to go ahead and protect all 4 Ps. You know, it's kind of iffy for Thursday morning, but it's not iffy for Friday morning for the pipe bursting freeze. I do think we'll come close enough to where it's too close for comfort. You are going to want to make sure those protections are in place for Friday morning. Friday morning wind chill could again drop into the bitter cold teens. It's not going to be a calm morning. There will be some wind. It probably won't be as windy as Thursday morning, but it is going to be enough wind to create another bitter cold wind chill in the teens. So I do think that we are going to see some alerts issued by the National Weather Service for parts of South Mississippi. We're still getting used to these new types of alerts that they have involving cold weather advisories and or extreme cold watches and extreme cold warnings. We'll see which one of those we get. I suspect we'll at least see a cold weather advisory for what is going to happen on Thursday morning with those wind chills in the bitter cold teens. If not brutally cold single numbers, and we'll see if we get another alert for Friday morning. But I'm giving you the first alert right here. You don't have to wait for the National Weather Service. Now that you're smart and savvy and you woke up with Wesley, you were getting the information first right here. And so go ahead and, be planning ahead of time for those protections you got to put in place for tomorrow night and probably again for Thursday night and Friday morning. As you can see, the weekend doesn't look that bad. We've had worse weekends for parades. So, if you want to complain about the 20 to 30% chance of rain, go ahead and do that. It's not 0%. If you want to complain that it's a little on the cool side, yeah, okay. But again, we've had way worse. We've had severe weather risks. We've had tornado risks. We've had, horrible highs in the 40s before. It's been all kinds of stuff because Mardi Gras is in winter and you can get all types of weather. But this one, not that terrible. But we'll be able to talk much more about the weekend in the coming updates. I just wanted to focus this update on tonight's rain and on the freezes to come. And now you're more informed and better prepared. Well, thank you so much for waking up with Wesley. I've been Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. Take care.